Talk Radio 1450 WCTC. Call Jersey Central at 732-545-9282. Toll free at 888-545-9282. Watch Jersey Central live online at WCTCAM.com or listen on your smartphone with the iHeartRadio or TuneIn apps. Connect with WCTC on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube by searching 1450 WCTC. And now back to Jersey's Morning Show. Jersey Central with Bert Barron.
7:37. Welcome back to Jersey Central on the new Talk Radio 1450 WCTC, the voice of Central Jersey. It's Bert. You ready for our contest? We're going to play it in just a little bit for your chance to win the tickets to see Get the Let Out at State Theater, New Jersey, Wednesday, November 22nd. And also 2 tickets to this Saturday's Rutgers football game against Maryland. Your chance to play Led Zeppelin, One Note, Name That Tune, is coming right up. You do remember that this weekend we got to move the clocks, right? We go back 1 hour this weekend. Some people adjust to it rather easily, some people don't. And here with me this morning on the Jersey Central Newsmaker Hotline to talking about making the transition just a little bit easier, I want to welcome in my special guest who is with us here, Dr. Priyanka Yadav, a sleep physician with the RWJ Barnabas Health System, just to give us some information and maybe some tips to make the transition a little smoother. Doctor, welcome back to WCTC. I believe you've been on with us before to talk about this similar topic that everybody kind of wrestles with differently. For me personally, I do okay with this one where you kind of get that extra hour. It's the springtime one that I have the real trouble with. Do people sort of have the same issues sort of adjusting after we change the clocks back this weekend?
Yeah, obviously it's much harder for people to wake up earlier than it is to get up later. But anytime daylight savings time comes around, it causes disruptions in our circadian rhythm because it changes the time that you're introducing light to your body. Sunlight is the strongest factor that helps us set our circadian rhythm. Adjusting your schedule by 15-minute increments starting a few days before the time change is a good way to start preparing. For example, you can start delaying your bedtime by 1 hour over a couple of days in 15-minute increments and start waking up later. The opposite can be said for adjusting for the time change in the spring by going to bed 15 minutes earlier and so on. Just make sure you're giving yourself an adequate amount of sleep.
All right. So staying up just a little bit later, maybe leading up to this weekend, might help make the transition a little bit easier?
Exactly.
Gotcha. And the other thing that really, and this really kind of sneaks up on people, everybody's so surprised that how dark it is at 5 o'clock in the afternoon by the time we get to Sunday and Monday. And I'm always concerned about, people are still out. The weather's still going to be pretty nice. People are out walking their dog after work or maybe going for a walk after work, but it's the middle of the night. So when you have people that are a little drowsy behind the wheel, that creates another concern. So just sort of there's a way to slowly kind of work this into your system.
Well, we've been very lucky so far with great weather, but as the wintertime comes along, you get less and less sunlight. And sunlight is the most activating factor for us, and it helps us improve our mood. So one way to combat the winter blues is to take frequent breaks from work, go to a nearby window, or go outside to take advantage of this light while it's still available. But if you're unable to take breaks or indoors a lot during the winter, you can use bright light therapy lamps. They simulate sunlight and can help you combat seasonal affective disorder.
Yeah, and I see people really go into almost a depressive sort of state because of just the constant darkness that we have that are coming up for the next couple of months. Some people just don't seem like they take it very well, but it's just a matter of, making the adjustments that you need to make and increasing, like you said, increasing the artificial light really makes a difference too?
It can. I mean, really it's bright light therapy lamps because they simulate sunlight. But think about it. We all go to work early. We leave late. By the time that we're driving outside, it's pretty much dark. So it's important to take those breaks during your work hours.
Gotcha. Could something like this lead to a legitimate sleep disorder where they may need to consult a professional like yourself, doctor?
It may. But anytime you are giving yourself an adequate amount of sleep and you feel sleepy during the day, or you're having trouble maintaining your sleep or falling asleep, that's when you should really consult your doctor and possibly a sleep physician. Gotcha.
Okay. Some tips that maybe you could share about helping get a good night's sleep, which is something that it's very important to me. It's important to everyone who's listening now. Are there anything that you could suggest just to maybe help us sleep a little sounder or help us get the best night's sleep possible?
Well, the best thing that you could do is keep a strict sleep schedule. Going to bed the same time every night and waking up the same time every day and giving yourself an adequate amount of sleep would be the best thing. And this could be 8 hours for adults and up to 9 hours or more for teenagers and children. You should also exercise during the day. That can help you increase chemicals that cause a deeper sleep at night. You should also keep your room a cool, dark environment and free of electronics, as that may cause stimulation and prevent you from falling asleep.
Oh, there you go with the electronics. It's some people just have a tough time winding down. I mean, if you're on your computer, your smartphone, or whatever, and it's like, all right, time to go to bed, and then your brain is so wired that you can't fall asleep right away. It's you kind of wean yourself off of that each night too. That helps also.
Exactly. If you're interested in what you're watching on TV or on the computer, why would you feel sleepy? You know?
Yeah, you're right. Exactly. Exactly. Got to know when to shut it off. You're right.
Exactly.
Do young people adapt a little bit easier with this technology age? I mean, young people have got that cell phone wired to their hand, it seems like. Same thing for them, just sort of trying to step down in terms of using the phone each night?
Yeah, they do not adapt any easier than adults. In fact, everyone should be off electronics starting an hour before bedtime to help their body calm down enough to go to sleep.
Great idea. I think I'm going to start implementing that as soon as possible. But this is the one where we kind of go back an hour, so we'll get that extra hour of sleep coming up. Of course, move your clocks. This is Sunday morning when we kind of go back 1 hour. And then, of course, the spring will go back the other way. But just little things that you can do to just kind of make the transition a little bit simpler. For me, doctor, when I get to the spring one, sometimes it takes me, it feels like a week, a week or more just to get used to losing 1 hour. Is that a common thing? Do a lot of people wrestle with the spring one?
They definitely do. But it goes back to trying to accommodate for that time change by starting to go to bed a little bit earlier by 15 minutes.
That's all it takes, 15 minutes, and I'll kind of make it a little bit easier on myself.
Slow changes. That's going to be the easiest for your circadian rhythm to handle.
All right. That's what I need to do. Do you have a website where maybe people can find out some information about getting some sleep tips or about the work that you do?
They can go to the RWJ website, and there's a sleep disorders section.
All right. I will take a look at that. Dr. Priyanka Yadav, sleep physician with the RWJ Barnabas System. Thank you for your time this morning, and hopefully we'll be sleeping well this weekend and beyond. So thank you again.
Thank you for having me.
All right, my pleasure. Thank you. All right, so little things, 15 minutes here, 15 minutes there, makes a difference when it comes to dealing with the time change. So